IG Defense Briefing. Rebranded and reinvigorated. Fire for fire.
Must rappel down a 25-foot cliff face.
Lean back. We're good.
Then a 75-foot wall.
See what's coming up?
Oh, hell.
Jump!
Hell yeah!
The United States Military Academy in West Point, New York, is the #1 military academy in the U.S., where 120,000 of the nation's top students and soldiers apply each year. Only 10% get in, and new cadet Jabril Williams is one of them.
I'm excited. I'm going to attack it with as much enthusiasm and intensity as I can.
But before the start of school, Williams and his fellow cadets must complete the 6-week basic training program, the beginning of the 47-month journey that creates the next generation of leaders for the U.S. Army. Cadet Basic Training, or CBT, begins immediately after R-Day. R-Day, or Reception Day, is the day when students first report to West Point and get assigned to the company they'll train in.
Attention!
The class is divided into 9 companies, each competing to earn the most points and be awarded the title of Best Company at the end of basic training.
Congratulations!
Friday 10th to Saturday 11th February 2023, Anno Domini, total lockdown of the territory of Ambazonia. On the orders of the Commander-in-Chief and President of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia, His Excellency Dr. Samuel Sako Ikomi, Ambazonia Restoration Forces nationwide have taken measures to implement a 2-day perfect lockdown of the Ambazonan territory. This within the framework of the Ambazonan Crusade for Justice, Liberty, Dignity, Freedom and Unconditional Independence for Ambazonia and the Ambazonan people. The Ambazonan people slammed the international conspiracy dubbed a plebiscite, by which 62 years ago, France, through her proxy government of French Cameroon, annexed and recolonized the already self-governing territory and people of the British Southern Cameroon, now Ambazonia. And the people of Ambazonia for over 5 decades and counting have been coerced to celebrate 11 February, the day they became slaves. Those days of ignominy and infamy are over. 10th to 11th February 2023, the entire territory of Ambazonia is completely shut down. No movement of cars, motorcycles, bicycles, tricycles, and even pedestrians, save for ambulances in cases of medical emergencies. All bars, off licenses, shops, schools, stores, garages, and business premises are completely shut down. All persons, citizens, and foreigners living within the Ambazonan territory are staying indoors. These 2 days, 10th and 11th February 2023, will mark a significant turning point in the Ambazonan War of Independence. And we do underscore the fact that all civilians, all persons living within the Ambazonan territory should stay indoors and not take the risk of going outside. Because the bloodiest and greatest battles ever fought since the brain-dead dictator Paul Biya of French Cameroon declared the genocidal war in 2017 are still about to begin. Our restoration forces are trigger ready to water more than ever before the Amazonian tree of freedom and liberty with the blood of the La République du Cameroon terrorist soldiers and traitors and enablers who might attempt to disrespect the national lockdown. Because the Amazonian Resistance Forces ARF shall make no distinction between the La République du Cameroon forces of terror and mass murder and those who foster their evil agenda and evil enterprise on the Amazonian territory. All persons, groups of persons, dance groups, choirs, etc., attempting to gather anywhere and celebrate or plan to celebrate 62 years of our captivity will not only be gunned down as collateral damage, but as legitimate targets. So in the words of sacred scripture, I am now giving you the choice between life and death, between God's blessings and God's curse. And I call heaven and earth to witness the choice you make. Victory is sure. Friday 10th to Saturday.
Yeah. Greetings, fellow Amazonians. It's your humble servant Paul Nilong once again for the defense briefing. It's been an eventful week. It's been, I don't know. It's a week that the international community must look into and rethink their stand, their silence on the Amazonia War of Independence. This is Amba Defense Briefing. The panelists are intact as usual. Today is a very sad day, a memorial of our captivity, the day we were put in captivity, the day that the United Nations decided to, to allow us recolonize, willingly accept to be recolonized by La République. It's a sad day, but we know we are the never again generation. We will continue to remind the international community of who we are, what we want, and where we are going. Today, the panelists, they are there intact. Please, we are going to go straight. We don't have time because we have a very important family meeting with the president and the entire cabinet, the people of Amazonia. It's like a morning, evening. So we'll be very sharp in the program, straight to the point, so that we can allow our viewers to prepare themselves for this meeting. Fellow Amazonians, please, as you come in, you hit the share button. As you come on in, you hit the share button. I want to thank our faithful viewers who are always there sharing and making sure that this message goes right till the ends of the earth. I want to appreciate you. I want to thank you all as I will be introducing the panelists. The most senior, who is the SOS. Please, SOS, your opening statement as usual.
Fellow viewers, thank you for inviting me for the show today. It's just another show that we are coming in today, but it's a somber day for us, given this is the day that we literally were transferred as a child to La République. When the British flag, or the Southern Cameroonian flag, and the British flag was brought down, it was handed to Ahidjo rather than to our Prime Minister, J.F. Jangu Foncha. We are 61 years in that fight. We come here to recognize, and we want the world to understand that we were cheated. We were cheated, and we've realized that, and we want to make do with what we have and correct the mistakes that were imposed on our population at that point in time. We are 10 times, 20, 30 times larger than the population we had in 1961 when we gained independence. And we have to understand that this is our time to fight this fight. We are all mostly in black. This is the day that we should be mourning. It shouldn't be a celebration like the barbarians from the East want to portray it. It's no glorious day for us. It's a day for us to rethink, to recalibrate, to mourn our losses, and to see what we have and how we have to move forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Commander Kenneth. Can we hear your open statement?
Yeah, thank you, Comrade Paul. Good evening, fellow panelists. Good evening, fellow televiewers. We want to welcome you today to this Saturday's defense briefing from wherever you're watching, from any part of the globe. It's a regular program, a program which we come in to give you unfiltered information with regards to the action that is taking place on the home front. And for those that have been faithful, those that have been following up keenly, we want to thank you for being there. I will not take so much of your time talking about the events of today because we know it's a non-event. This is your war, this is our war. We choose to go into this together. We all decided that we no longer want that republic on our territory. So most of those events that were imposed on us, we took it upon ourselves to kick them out and kick out those events. We don't want those events, none of them taking place, being celebrated within our national territory. We want to thank you because most of you are at home, you have obeyed our orders. You are at home watching this program from home. So we'll do our best to stay true to the program, give you unfiltered information on what is happening today and what had happened within this week on the home front. Thank you all, and I hope to meet you. I hope to talk to you again soon.
Thank you very much. Yeah, our analyst, Commander Fombak, can we get an open statement?
Yeah, thank you, Comrade Paul, fellow Ambazonians. Welcome again to this one of its kind edition of the IG Defense Briefing. You know, today, just like Comrade Paul said, is one of the saddest days in our history. On the 11th of February 1961, it is very, very a memorable day, a sad, memorable day. From a request, do you wish, to a U-Day. I don't know how those two collaborate together. I don't know how the La Republic tries to manipulate our people, especially our Ambazonian people, because we are the main victims here. La Republic is capitalizing on our vulnerability to impose what they believe is right. But we are here to tell them no, it will never work. This generation is a never again generation. And till the end, we will never give up. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, today is, like I said, the saddest day, 11th of February, and there was an order from the interim government that there will be total lockdown on the 10th and the 11th, which is today. We are going to, in the course of the program, give a briefing on what has transpired yesterday and today in Ambazonia, the success of this lockdown. Please, we'll go immediately to Commander Kenneth, who will give us the action on home front, which is always the hottest topic of the briefing, which is the the main point of our defense briefing. I think we had a series of actions. All the counties, there was at least one action this week in all the counties. But I think we got the video of Libya Lem, we got the video of Bui, we got the video of there was action in Widikum, we got the video of I think we'll go through this video. Commander Kenneth, I think you have a roster of the happenings. Please, the mic is yours.
Yeah, thank you once more, Comrade Paul. And welcome, televiewers, you're welcome once more to this briefing. I think the week that just passed, we saw was packed full of action on the home front. And most of our ARFs answered present in most of the counties. In most of the counties, we had action. There was some which was caught on video, and that which our ARFs didn't have the opportunity to take videos. If we look at, I always mention this, the trajectory for this year. The month of January was very good, and the ARFs are following through with their promise to make sure that they make this year very hot. February, from all indication, February is hot as well. And if La Republic thought that maybe moving away from the dialogue table, or where we're supposed to meet them and dialogue, was the good option, was a better option, then it is good. Let them come back and face the music back at home. We will not let them go. The statement is very clear. If they told the international community that they were going to solve this problem back at home, because maybe with some sort of part of their territory, they were mistaken. And that was like selling cow dung to the international community for cookies, for chocolate cookies, if they bought that. Because all along, before we even, we are here, there is action taking place on the home front. So the determination for us to get our freedom is as good as never before. So I will just take you to, I'll just give you a brief rundown of the activities we had for the week. And I'll start with the activities we had in Dongamantu. We understand that on Sunday, the 5th, after we left our briefing, because our briefings usually take place on Saturday, immediately on, that was on Sunday, the ARFs of Dongamantu, they stopped some trucks that were trying to smuggle food according to across our territory to La Republic, despite and they had to maybe render some justice to those that were trying to smuggle that food across. We had made it known. It was quite clear. It was a law from this government that no food should be sent over into enemy territory. We are not going to feed the people that come in to kill our mothers, our babies, our brothers, our sisters. Those that even beat pregnant women to death, we are not going to feed them. They eat our food, come in at night, or come in within the day, shoot and burn our people. That is not acceptable. So we want to give a 21 gun salute to the ARFs of Dongamantu for the job they did. They immediately went into action, implemented the law, made sure that those that were trying to ferry that food, they brought justice to them. We thank them for that action. So this is also a very serious warning. A very serious warning to there will be violators that you shouldn't. Please, if you're thinking, if you had it at the back of your mind that at any time you might take food across the territory, please know that you are warned. Food in Ambazonia should remain in Ambazonia. We have to feed our citizens. Our citizens are suffering. We will not leave our citizens and feed some other people across the borders. Those that don't even have us, those that are coming in at any time to kill our people. It is not going to happen. Please make sure that it doesn't happen again. So that is it for Dongamantu. We might elaborate a little bit on that. From there, we went on to, we have on Monday the 6th, the ARFs, our ARFs of Way, the warriors, were in action again. And I want to thank the brave warriors for what they have been doing to keep the enemy out of the territory. They've been doing a formidable job. We want to thank and congratulate them. we saw that we saw the enemy on Tuesday. They approached whereby our boys had our ARFs had laid ambush, and there was some exchange fire. There's some exchange of firepower. This goes to show that at this point, the bravery of our boys, of our ARFs, is very, 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 very commendable. They are not. I've said it and said it time and time again. They are not afraid of the enemy. They are out there. They are wise, very professional in what they do. They go out. They go for the jugular and make sure that whenever the enemy comes across their territory or wherever they are, none of them goes back. They don't go back in their numbers. If they happen to survive, if there are any survivors, probably they are those that will live to tell the story. So we saw them. They came across an IED. There was some exchange of gunfire, and then they came across an IED in which they took off their armored personnel carrier with precision, enough precision. Yes, they did that, and it was as if it was all a joke, because they were doing it, counting, and even laughing among themselves. This is a message to the Republic that those that keep on, those that are fooling you, I mean to the Republic soldiers, that those that are fooling you from Yaoundé, telling you to come and fight this war, you better think it over again. We've been sending these messages out. You continue coming into our territory. The issue in Bui, what happened, that particular action, what I would like to let our people know that that gun exchange, actually the IED that was used is something which we are just to, it is a device which we are still testing. We have so many we are looking into. We are testing that particular device, and we are looking at the results to see if we could, which of them we will be using constantly. And the results we got from that one, the results were pretty good, because it did take out the gunner that was on that armored personnel carrier. It took him off. So that's one less terrorist on our territory. It was right on target. They just stepped in on the right time, and our boys were very, very precise in their action. They took them out with precision immediately, and that was done. The car was gone. So from there, we went on to Mezam. We are going on to Mezam, excuse me. In Mezam, we saw the special forces in Mezam. They targeted and took out 2 La Republic terrorists. And the bravery and professionalism in which they carried out that action is very commendable, because by the end of the day, those 2 were also sent back in body bags. Now, if for those that have been able to look at the video, they did that at close range. That is going to emphasize the point we've been making, that these boys, the ARFs, they are all over. They are watching these people, the terrorists, they're everywhere. They're in the forest, they're in the towns, they're everywhere. And also, we want to take this opportunity to let our civilian population understand that wherever there are these terrorists from La Republic, please do not go close to them. Because in that video, we saw that there was some of them. There was a civilian that was passing on a bike, and it was just by chance that he survived. So when you see them around, please, we are begging, we are telling our civilian population, don't go close to them. They are being targeted all the time. There are times that our ARFs there are times that they have had to maybe withdraw just because they don't want our civilians to be in harm's way. So we are telling them, please, whenever there is an occasion like that, whenever I find them around, please stay back. So we want to, at this point, to thank and give a 21-gun salute to our ARFs of Mezam for the job they did. Please, you pardon me. I think there was one that I missed. We had we also had action in Lebialem, where the colonial administrator came to Mve, and he was trying to rally our people against their will, because these people, they don't know what's coming. These people come and force our people out of their places. They make an announcement, expect everybody to come out, despite the fact that the administrators have been banned in our territory. So they were trying to force our people to come out. So our ARS were there. They came out and they told them no, because enough is enough. You can't force our civilians to come out and do what they don't want to do. So there was some exchange of gunfire. Whatever the truck they were driving was incapacitated, and we saw most of them running for cover. Some of them were sent to send back in body bags. Those that survived, we believe that they will have to maybe pack their things and leave our territory, as we've been saying. So from there, I will take you. Let's go back to the 7th of February again, where we had the raid dinner. The raid dinner of Alo, taking on an armored personnel carrier. They did a good job there also, and they brought down the truck. And those that were inside, we saw them running out for cover. And on the 9th of February again, we had our ARS from Vekovi, that's the Bui ARFs. They came out and they told the enemy shake Node once more. And this one was, this particular action, they went face to face. They stood their grounds, and we saw the enemy retreating, because in most of these cases, especially with some of these brave warriors, the enemy cannot withstand them. They can't. When they come out, they are going for the jugular. The enemy can't withstand them. If you listen to most of the firepower, most of the gunshots from the enemy, you hear most of them that they are shooting from a distance. They are retreating further and further into their own territory or into their barracks. They can't come out and meet our forces head on. So those that came out, they targeted the enemy, and from the information we got, a lot of them were sent back in body bags. So we want to give a 21 gun salute as well to those to the ARFs of Bui again. They are always answering present. In this case, they did, and they did well. And on the 9th as well, we saw the terrorists from La Republic. They got into Bokutunja, because most of the time when they come in to fight, when they're defeated by our brave warriors, what they do is they go and revenge. Maybe they start burning houses, killing civilians. That was what happened in Bokutunja on the 9th. So they came in, they burnt a lot of houses of innocent civilians. And the question we always ask them is, why can't you face the fighters? Why can't they come and face the fighters? Houses don't carry guns. We don't know the reason why. This was, they started this some time ago, and that was when they burned the whole villages of Kwakwa and the other villages. So when they denied and when they went out and they denied it, they didn't do that. It was proven that they were the ones. They are still doing that. They are still continuing their Scotch policy, but on a smaller scale this time around. When they go out to face our ARFs and they don't succeed, or they are beaten in the fight, they are killed in the fight, most of the time what they do is they come back, they fall back on our civilian population, and they start burning houses and killing innocent civilians. We want to tell them to desist from this. Please, they should stop doing this. And finally, we also saw the ARFs of DMC. They took on the colonialist again, and made sure that the laws that we put in place concerning this, particularly the 11th of February, that they were obeyed. From there, we go over to Widikum. We saw the ARFs ambush the terrorists on their turf. For that, we are still to get the exact number of ARFs that we brought down. But let's go to Momo again. The ARFs in Momo. That's on the 10th at the Incon market. Let me make it. This information is not out. We don't have a lot of it. I mean, it's out there, but maybe a lot of people don't know about it. The ARFs in Momo on the 10th of February came out in Corn Market, and it so happened that they surprised the terrorists at Corn Market. At least two of them were brought down. Two. Those that the commanders that brought them down, we talked with verified. Two of them were brought down. A lot of them were injured. We heard that the helicopter made a landing there twice to pick up maybe the dead and those that were injured. So we want to give a shout out and give a 21 gun salute to my ARFs of Momo for the job that they did. It was a job well done. And please, we want them to keep it up. Please, we are also getting images from all over the territory on the activities of today. For that, I will leave that we'll come to that probably on the activities for today. So Comrade Paul, please, the microphone is yours again.
Yeah, thank you very much, Commander Kenneth, for that elaborate resume on the happenings of today, the actions of today, of the week. We said we had practically in Meme, there was action in Meme at around Bonge Road. There was a fierce battle there between the ARFs and La République Terroriste Military. In Meme, in Dian, there were also numerous action in Fakou, all over the national territory of Amazonia. We'll be getting the videos. I don't know if the technical board can play some of these videos. It will be very grateful if we have these videos in succession, all the actions. It will be very, very, yeah, we are talking mostly on these actions. If why the SOS will be commenting on as usual. We don't know if our technicians, if these actions could be played in the background. SOS, there's one thing I have noticed since the beginning of the defense briefing. Every week, we see the actions multiplying. When we started, I think we had 2 actions. The next one, we had 3 or 4. We see that the ground, the revigoration of our crowd, of our home front again. So we see, and it is our duty, it's our responsibility to update the Ambazonia that these and these actions were carried out within the week. SOS, I think I can commend the Defense Department for this upgrading and for this revitalization of home front. SOS, as usual, we need your comment, and then from that we have to tell us something. We know we don't have much time. We'll soon be transferring to our meeting. So thank you. SOS, you have it.
Well, for a lot of our people who are on ground on the home front, we have not changed our war position. We are at war. And the people are realizing now that it's an existential war, and it hasn't changed. They either fight or they will die. And most of our people are coming back to that realization after the confusion that was set by other members of this in this struggle. We are still asking our people to stay away from the enemy, to stop anything that it has to do with the enemy. A lot of people have a complaining that, well, they are suffering. Well, war is no fun. War is not like sitting in a hotel, a Skyline hotel or some hotel in town and enjoying a drink. No, it's sacrifice. It's suffering. Some people have to ultimately give the ultimate sacrifice by offering their heart or their soul for the war of liberation. But we are asking everybody just to not be that lamb of sacrifice. The only way to do that is to fight. And as people are fighting from all LGAs, nearly all 61 LGAs were active in some form last week. We are asking them to multiply their effort to get rid of the enemy. And this is a continuation of the war that was started on us by Mr. Paul Biya. People say, "Oh, we should negotiate." Negotiate what? They started the war. They can say, "Well, we don't want the war," and everything will go back to normal. We are doing the best, defending our people, deleting the enemies as much as possible. Yes, but they end up with our civilians. They end up killing our civilians. Sometimes the way we have to do that is to cut off means, and with food supply to the enemy, it's an imperative that we have to do. We have to cut that supply.
Sorry, I'm still not sure about that.
And we have to be able to understand that it's not to our interest if we have to feed the enemy. So for all our people who are complaining about the people who are complaining about property loss and difficulty, yes, the enemy will use our people. They will coerce some of people, and they will take their vehicles. If the enemy is using your vehicle, it's just another target for us. We cannot target them without targeting your car or your truck. So please, it's a sacrifice that must be done by everybody. So as the war goes on, these sacrifices will become more and more there. People say we are terrible, but we haven't reached that stage yet. I've said this several times. We are not eating roaches yet. We are not eating rats yet. We are not having rationing. We still have enough. And what is the use of money? I've said, if we use money to buy these little things and buy there, we can do it without the cash, and we can do battering. We can stifle the enemy by slowing them. If they are hungry, they will not be able to fight. And I think that's a basic understanding that we do have to do, and match our population towards that. We cannot continue suffering for long. We have to take the one pill. If we have to swallow this one pill for 1 month and get the enemy out, better. It's worse if we have to do it for 20, 10, 20, 30 years. No, we can't do that. We have to muster our energies and fight this fight in one push. Thank you.
Yeah, Papa Fombat, Commander Fombat, please, can you analyze what has suddenly changed? The ground is back as it was in 2020, 2019, 2020. The spirit is active and alive now on home front. What are your comments?
Yeah, thank you. You see, home front and the diaspora, they are like finger and nail. If the finger is sick, the nail automatically is affected. Just vice versa. You know, in the diaspora, we are faced a lot of internal challenges with especially the school plotters. That also transcended into the ground. And it affected our fighting force a lot. The ARFs were touched. There is no county in Ambazonia that did not face the hitch of these coup plotters. But because of the strategies that we have sat together, work out together in collaboration with the home front, they now can know and see the reality. They know the truth, because lies may fly 1,000 times, but it will never change that lie to be the truth. So now they understand the truth. You know, ABC, this defense briefing itself, we were affected. The first briefing went down for more than 6 months, which means nobody should say that the effect did not, it touched all of us. And now they are seeing that the momentum is building. It's coming back from the diaspora, and home front is picking up. As we are taking this pace and this velocity, fellow Ambazonians, be rest assured that with this space that we are going, we will run on it till we reach Boya. We have this revolution, this struggle has automatically shifted itself. You know, the bad seeds have filtered themselves. Automatic selection. Nobody selected them. They selected themselves and fell along the way. Now we are moving at a different pace and a different level. We know who to work with now and who not to work with. We know the bad seats and we know the good ones. So home front equally, they know. because it has taken us, all of us, time to educate them one-on-one, audio messages, voice calls, ABC, other social medias, Facebook, activists. We have done tremendous work, and right now we are moving to Buea. The wagon is selected and is filled only with Ambazonians now, and our trend, we are moving forward. We can see from the lockdown of today, it was 99% effective. And I can point out those areas that were not respecting the law. I can point them out, and all of us know. But Ambazonians, be rest assured that the strategy that is working now, there will be a time that is coming. At short notice, the whole of Ambazonia will respect our lockdowns. They will respect our ghost towns. That is what this ANSC can guarantee you as Ambazonians watching and listening to the sound of my voice. We will not disclose any strategies, but be rest assured that we at the ANSC, we are not sleeping. We are deriving different methods, working on other strategies to make sure that we deliver Ambazonia to Ambazonians. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Now, let me ask a question. I see the ARFs of there's action that has actually touched me. I see the ARFs of Lebialem. It's a wonderful initiative. I mean, coming back, the ARF of I've seen their video which we just watched. Please, what can you tell us about the ARFs of Lebialem?
Yeah, if that question is coming back to me, what I would say, is it to me or to the SOS?
Yes, to you,
okay.
Before SOS will say something on it. Yeah,
let Ambazonians know that the ARFs of Libialem are working with this interim government. There are not two interim government. There is only one interim government, and the leader of the government is Dr. Samuel Ikomesako. And the chain of command is from the ANSC, the fighters in the BLM as a whole. Nobody should come out there to deceive any of us, because prior to what you see on social media, the actions, it was classified plan at the ANSC. Before the action was carried out, commanders in the ANSC knew. I personally, I had a voice recording coming out from the BLM prior to that action. So they have told us, and they are telling Ambazonians, that they are not fighting this fight for an individual. They are not fighting for any individual who stand somewhere and propagate themselves or call themselves from other groups to say they are the interim government. No, they are fighting this fight with respect to the laws of the land, taking their command from the ANSC and to execute what they are executing. We saw what happened. Information that we are getting is that the colonial slave boy, so-called SDO of Lebialem, I don't know where is Allah, has been garried, but the ANSC is still doing investigation. We will not come out to make careless announcement because we want to gain points. This is a struggle. This is a war. There are no points to be gained. It's not a talk of war. We are not competing with any group. We are not in any competitive race, struggling to make points or because we want to gain popularity. There is no popularity to be gained when souls are perishing on the ground. We need to conclude, do thorough investigation. When we put out facts, we are putting out facts with evidences that can be backed. The IED that went out from the retinas, you all saw it in the video, even though it was too late, too dark at the home front and some of those things, but it was the actions were powerful, and that is what we have at the ANSC, except the SOS or Commander Kenneth has something else to add. As for me, that is what we know at the ANC. Thank you.
Yeah, SOS, we cannot talk about Libya alone without you making a comment. This wonderful comeback of our, what is interesting is that if those other noisers who are making noise on social media thinking they are controlling Libya alone because they are from Libya alone, if they were the ones responsible for this action, would have no peace on social media. But thank God the interim government is in charge and in control. SOS, what do we have to say?
I don't think it's a zero-sum game in this fight. When we win, they lose, or when they win a fight, we lose. Now, it's an Amazonia that's moving forward in one school, like a school of fish. We are moving together as one. We may have divergence in approaches, but we are moving forward. The fall of Field Marshal did not kill the fighting in Libya. Field Marshal was there for many years. He trained so many people to fight, and those people did not die with him. It's just the death of Field Marshal is like a fenced. The rise of the force in Libya have arisen from the ashes of Field Marshal, and they are out there to avenge the death of Field Marshal. They are out there to protect their people, and they are out there to take out the enemies who are coming in to kill our citizens. So it should not be any doubt that Lebelem was never going to be to fight. Asonganyi and all the great fighters and all the defenders of Lebelem are in this case. These are all their progenies, and they are fighting. They're fighting injustice, and we are there to help them. As President Sako said, every fighter who is fighting the enemy, who is shooting against the enemy, is one of ours. It doesn't matter what uniform they wear. It doesn't matter what dialect they speak. It doesn't matter what LGA they come from. We are fighting this war against a common enemy, and that common enemy is La Republique. It's not one. It's not between us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I wish we could get the videos. I wish we could get the images, but I think we are having a small technical glitch. But in the cost of the program, we will get it. So we go on to our next major issue. We are talking about actions on the ground, on the home front. Please, Commander Kenneth has given a very legitimate, a very important advice. Please, when you see La Republique terrorist military standing, moving, anywhere you see them gather as a civilian, please do not go beside them. We saw in the video the action in Quen by our special forces. We saw what happened. We saw a bike just moving in just some few seconds before detonation. And so many actions have been aborted on ground because of civilians who come around. Please, when you see these terrorists, do not go beside them, or else you might collect what does not belong to you. You might collect what does. Now, La Republique, after actions like this, they hide the corpses of their military. They no longer tell the world how many perished. In Bui, we have actions from Tokan, Major General Tokandu, and others. We saw the effects, but you will not hear La Republique now talking about, just because they want to tell the families that your sons have deserted the army. In the next week, you will hear list of another 900 terrorists who have deserted the army coming from La Republique. So please, we are making this appeal. It's a legitimate, it's a very important appeal. Do not go near these terrorists. Do not go near them. We are going to go to our next topic, which is the 11th February action on the ground. We saw everywhere deserted. We have a 99.9 effectiveness of our lockdown. I'll give the floor, the mic to our SOS on the effectiveness of the 2 days lockdown. What do we have to say on that?
Our citizens have learned. We advise people to stay away for their own safety, and our people have learned to do that. Some people say it was an order. Some people say, no, I think it's self-preservation. We have to understand that these are the days that the military of La Republique goes out to hunt and kill our people wantonly. We've made our people to understand that it's a war, and these are situations where they have to stay safe. We have to live a single day at a time when it comes to this war. It's one day at a time, and our people are believing in that. They have to live to fight another day. They have to live one day at a time. Our citizens understand that, and they are supportive. ARFs, I'm asking all our ARFs to be very supportive of the civilian population. Take out your measures that is commensurate with the sacrifice that each of us have to sacrifice for this war. It's not an outsized thing. We are not trying to man out somebody. We are not trying to compete with anybody. We are basically, our primary goal is to get to Buea. And how we get to Buea is by taking all our people together, is by supporting our civilians, is by taking out the enemy and cutting out every supply that the enemy needs. We have to quench out all those things. We have to look at their petrol, gasoline support lines. We have to look at their food support lines. We have to look at their enablers. We have to look at their the conspirators that are within us, and try to take out away all those legs that they use to come into our communities. In only doing that can our people be safe. And the only way with security is to be in much more in advanced position to attack the enemy before they attack you. And we are doing that. And we promise more, and we promise more and more of that to come. The enemy will have to leave, or they will leave in a body bag. And that's for sure. Like we've done it so many times, and we will continue doing that. We are not going to Yaoundé. We are not taking out extreme measures like all other countries that are at war. The Indians gathered people of different communities and put them in protective security. The Americans did it to the Japanese. The Germans did it to so many different communities. We haven't reached that time. We are not as barbaric. We are not as, but we are asking all our citizens who are in Ambazonia, be they from La Republique, who are in our communities, if you cannot be neutral, please know that we will come for you. If you decide to be an intelligent officer for La Republique, you are a legitimate target for our people. At that point, you cannot be crying that you are a civilian, because you are a dual role. You are a civilian and you are a military intelligent officer for the enemy. So we will address you as such. But we are asking all our citizens, be they from east of Cameroon, who are living within us, to be neutral if they cannot help us at best. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, before we go to Commander Fomba to really explain to us what happened in Tico, ANSC Commander Kenneth, please. You see, each time we say there is a lockdown, each time the interim government said there is a lockdown, we notice La Republique always take advantage of vulnerable civilians, do something terrible, they attribute it, they relate it now to our AROFs. What message does the ANSC have for our civilian population when it comes to lockdown? In addition to the actions we just saw last night in a Tico.
Yeah, thank you once more, Comrade Paul. From our perspective, look, we've always made this clear. If we ask our people to stay at home, we mean business. We want them to stay at home. It is for their security that we're asking them to stay at home, because we know what, for the past years that we've been in this struggle, we've seen what the enemy is capable of doing. They are merciless. They are people, they are vicious in their activities or in their actions. We've seen them on several occasions trying to use their proxies or trying to mix up, take their military, mix it up with some others and try to come in and kill our innocent people, civilians, and burn houses. So whenever we tell them to stay at home, it is for their own good. We know. We want to thank those of them that have been following the instructions, they've been obeying the orders, and whenever we tell them to stay at home, they do stay at home. But it is nothing new, especially those of us that are within the security of this government. There was I don't like quoting this guy, but there was a video that came out from a certain guy that they call him Success, and he was pointing a finger, because let's not forget, this very guy has been a very good friend to the Ngongos and the rest of La Republic. He was pointing a finger, accusing them directly that they are the ones doing the kidnappings, they are the ones doing the killings to our innocent civilians. That is from in-house. Those are people, those were close collaborators. They had a fallout before he came out and he was doing all of that. So this all tells our people and the international community, if they had any doubt, that those are the people that whenever there is an occasion like this, they come in, maybe they take a few of their proxies, mix them with the La Republic military, come and spray live bullets on our people, kill our people at gunpoint. They don't have no respect for our lives. All what they do is kill, kill, and kill. And it is rather unfortunate that those that they are killing, they are our civilians. It is in this respect that we are always calling on our ARFs. We are telling them to be on the watch out. Their first mission is to make sure that they protect our civilians. But all of this can be minimized. They can minimize all of this if the civilians do follow simple instructions. When they say stay at home, stay at home. There is no need for you to rush out there thinking, there is nothing to, we are in a state whereby Ambazonia is full of, it has enough. And we are at a state whereby if you stay at home, you might still have something to eat. We have a lot within our own, within our yards back home, whereby you can have something, sit at home, cook and have a meal for yourself. There is no need rushing out there into the arms of these people who are ready, who are trigger ready. We'll always advise, please don't make the mistake to go out. When you have a major event coming up, stay at home and make sure that you follow simple instructions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. To our civilian population, you don't know where or when La Republic will strike to discredit our legitimate ARFs. Commander Fombat, I think you are more versed with the FACO milieu. Please, what happened? What transpired in Tico?
Yeah, dear Ambazonians, it was very, very sad to have seen videos circulating on social media where our civilians, our parents, their corpses littered on the floor, lifeless, and information is that a lot of others were wounded in the course of that attack. You know, La Republic is actually taking advantage because it is now a law that foodstuff has been banned from moving to La Republic from Ambazonia. We are trying to cut all food supplies to the enemy, and we all know how much toxibanana, we used to call it in the days, as it is still known as toxibanana. These bananas that are grown in Tico, how much of it is shipped to La Republic every day to feed their people. La Republic is trying to capitalize on some of these issues, shoot at close range, kill our people just to say Ambazonians are killing their own people because they want to supply food to La Republic. But on another note, our people are some of them are so stubborn. I don't know how what type of education we can bring to these people. La Republic is in a desperate situation, and they know very well that La Republic will give you with the left hand and take it back with the right hand, and by the time they are taking it back, they will take double. That is what they are doing now. They are taking their lives. They are enslaving our people. As a CDC worker, you earn 30,000, 35,000. The highest paid CDC worker as a laborer is 40,000. CDC workers live from hand to mouth. Before the end of the month, you are already a debtor because you must have borrowed all of your salary until you just transfer the rest of the debts to next month. This is the type of mental slavery, practical slavery in the 21st century that our people are still undergoing because they want to serve a master that doesn't regard or recognize them. La Republique will come in your plantations and shoot you because they are looking for a name to give the bat to the dog, so that dog could easily be hanged or crucified. That is La Republique's agenda. Let our people know that this struggle that we are in is for all of us. We say one for all for one. We are not fighting for our individual interests. Neither are we fighting for self-aggrandizement or fighting because Ambazonia is somebody's enterprise. We are fighting because of the suffering, especially the suffering that these CDC workers are in. These are the least paid employees globally. No, I'm not always being specific. Especially if you categorize how much these people are being paid as CDC workers, there is no other sector in the world that earns so little. But come to the West and see how farmers live, and see how people work in other people's plantations, how much they get. But these are people who pass all their days, all their nights. Look at how dirty they are, how tattered they are. And they say they are working for CDC. When they say there is a ghost town or a lockdown, what are these people going to do in the field? La Republique already knows that we have instituted a 2 days lockdown. So any movement now is counterproductive, because they will come in there and shoot you and say that it is because of the lockdown. They will say it's Ambazonian fighters that have shot you. They will pinpoint the ARFs because they need to give the dog a bad name. Let the international community be with. This is not the first case. We saw that it has happened. Even in Gabu, when it happened in Gabu, they refused. They say it was Ambazonian fighters. When it happened in Kumba, in the school, they say it was Ambazonian fighters. When it happened in Ekono Titi, where has it not happened that they have not pointed out that it was Ambazonian fighters? Let our people know. It is very sad that we are in this situation, but all of us are in it. It is not only you on the ground who are in it. We are fighting because of you, because when we see what you are going through, when we see the suffering you are going through, you deserve the best. You deserve better. You even deserve more. But what you are getting is even what you even is the rejected. You are getting the all what has been rejected. You are getting, and you put in more effort. You yield more income to La Republique, and they don't recognize you. And at the end of the day, they will end up come back, kill you. It's sad. Thank you.
Okay. You have something to add, Commander Kenneth?
Yeah. I just want to add in something. It is rather regrettable that we've lost life in on a day like this and under those circumstances. First of all, the ANC and this interim government want to extend our condolences to the families of the bereaved, those that lost their loved ones down there. It is not something which we take lightly. Loss of life is something we take very seriously, especially the lives of our civilians. So we want to, it is just on this note that we are saying, please, the public will send you, ask you to go out there. They will encourage you. But when you turn around, they'll shoot you in the back. It has been happening. This is not the first time. They will continue to do that. They don't value our lives. We love our civilians. We love the lives of our civilians. We want them to stay alive. But please, it is very imperative that we put our hands together for this struggle. Make sure that we all come out of this victorious. The victory will not be for me. It will not be for you. This victory will be for all of us. Boya, is just a matter of time. Let's just be patient enough, please. So we are extending our heartfelt condolences to the families, to those that lost their loved ones. With that, I'll hand over the microphone to you, Paul. Thank you.
Yes, SOS, I think this is a very sensitive issue. We see life lost. Please, any comment, especially when it comes to lockdown policies. Please, I think we need a very stern message to our people on home front. Everywhere in Ambazonia today, it's 11 February, a very sad day for us. We have had a 99.9% success in this lockdown. We have completely destroyed the myth of 11 February. After we unravel the true meaning of it, that myth, that I don't know as I can put it, we used to glorify the day of our captivity. And now we see things like this happening. We feel for this family. We feel they are lost. But please, SOS, we need a stern message when it comes to lockdown and people and our civilians respecting, knowing they have to sacrifice these days, not for our better, but for the better of our people. Do we have any message from you? SOS, are you there with us?
I am saddened. I am saddened to see our citizens being gunned down like flies. Irrespective of a lockdown or not, La Republique does not have no right to go and kill our citizens. We advise people to stay away from any open activity today and tomorrow, or today and yesterday. That does not give them a right to wantonly go after our citizens and shoot them like there is some cattle or some buffalo. They are doing hunting practice at our people. And when are we going to be indignant enough to be able to wake up in one mass and say enough, it's enough? We cannot keep trying to let them blackmail us. They are trying to do everything to blackmail Amazonia. But I want everybody to understand that if we were vengeful people, we would have gone after Francophones who are living amongst us. We've never done that. I don't even know if there's a single Francophone who's been hurt, whose property has been destroyed because they are Francophone. That has not happened. That has never happened. We had all the Francophones who came in from East Cameroon during the independence war of East Cameroon. We offered them shelter. We offered them hospitality. And we haven't stopped doing that even during war. Like I said before, many communities would have reacted as a backlash and go after citizens from that country who are within us. We are not doing that. We want to make people to understand that the enemy is so pernicious. The enemy is so wicked. They don't have any regard for human life. Worst, they've refused everything from Garbo, like Comrade Fombat said, from Garbo to Kondo Titi to Kaka to Bali to Pingin. They've slaughtered our people like cattle. When are we gonna rise up like the volcano of Mount Paco? When are we gonna be so mad that we say enough is enough? These people with their few guns should not be more than us. They should not be more than us. We have people amongst us who are supporting these people and giving them a lot of welcome mats into our communities. We should stop this. We should stop it and stop it real soon. Otherwise, we'll continue bleeding. We'll continue crying. I don't see a day where we will stop doing all this. We have to understand, we are not going to let our streets be flooded with blood of our people. We will not let our our people to continue crying. My heartfelt condolence to all the family members, and we are asking all the ARFs to give every disposition for these people to be given an honorable burial. We are asking our people to support these families. That's what we must do, because we have each other's back. We are the only people. There is no Salvation Army out there. There are no people funding us apart from our citizens of Ambazonia who are funding this fight. And we have to do our best. And sometimes sacrifice is good. We sacrifice a little for everybody to be at peace, for everybody to be in security. But I keep saying, a few of us cannot keep funding this war. A few people, a particular tribe, cannot keep fighting this war. We have to fight it in one big push. The sooner we can do that, the better it is for Ambazonia. And it's coming to that, and we have to be so indignant. We have to be so mad that say this is it. We have to fight to the death. We are fighting to the death as it is right now. And La Republique has to understand that we cannot keep crying our death. We cannot keep mourning our kids. We have to fight back, and we have to fight back really hard. And I'm asking all our ARFs, all our citizens in Ambazonia to put their effort together for us to take out the enemy and drive them out east of the Mongo so that we can live in peace. Thank you.
Oh, but where am I instill this manual?
Comrade Paul. Comrade Paul. Comrade Paul.
Sorry. Sorry.
Yeah.
I know I have a background noise which is disturbing, so I had to mute a while. We're supposed to have a call from Commander Elvis of Bowie County to give us an update of what is going on in Bowie. I don't know, he's supposed to place a call to Commander Fombat. So if that call comes, then we'll pick the call and listen to him. But for now, we talk about economic sabotage, which I think should be one of our priority. Destroying, as usual, the economy of La Republique. Now, SOS, I think this is time you have to explain to the Ambazonian people the meaning, the power of economic sabotage. That when we say nothing is going to La Republique, means nothing should go to La Republique. It has a huge economic impact on their already dying economy, on their already limping economy, which depends on borrow. Look, the money that La Republique is owing to the international community, if one day they will borrow, the country will be, I don't know, they will borrow that country for somebody else to run the economy. Another, maybe a country like China will come and run the economy to collect their debt. Now, we need, as part of our campaign, to help destroy that economy, which I think is one of the main tools of the Defense Department. How important can you tell the Ambazonian people the power, the value of economic sabotage?
I think economic sabotage and everything when it comes to war has been a mainstay in every war. The British Empire failed because of an economic impact. The Crusades failed because of financial issue, and most wars failed because of that. Putting more pressure on La Republique's scarce resources is a good tactic that we can use, or we are using. But we have to propagate that in larger and larger quantities so that it should come in a big wave that will sink their dying ship. We have to understand, like we've said before, We have to be, this is where we, as soldiers or fighters, should be persistent. This is one non-negotiable fact. No food leaves Amazonia today, tomorrow, or 10 years from now to East Cameroon. We will have to look and open a corridor to Nigeria to be able to sell food to the Nigerians who are also hungry. They may not support us, but at least for now, they are a semi-neutral position. So let our people wait and see what happens, but we will maintain the lockdown on food supply to East Cameroon. We'll maintain this lockdown, and we will not be able to, any person who facilitates transport of food will have their vehicle burned. We will have, that's a final solution when it comes to that. We have the answer to that, and we'll have to continue using that. The military may come in to try to guard this food, yes, but we are also ready for them. Everything that has to go will be taken out. As we said before, the petrol stations in a couple of months or so will have to be taken out. Every petrol station that does business with these people who do business, we have to put an embargo on all of those things. And the sooner we can do that, the better for Amazonia. For those people who are trying to do everything to contravene, to go around this order, well, you have yourselves to blame. We will not only destroy your property, we will have to next time consider you as an enabler, as somebody who facilitates the enemy to circumvent our laws. So we are asking our citizens to stay clear of this. We are asking our citizens to look straight to Nigeria, which has about 250 million people who can buy your food at a much more higher rate than you are doing in East Cameroon. You are selling your food for close to nothing for them to eat and then come and kill you. How stupid can we be? We are not that stupid. We want to show them. They've called us Anglophile all the time. Yes. Are we going to accept that? Are we going to be really intelligent like they failed to understand that we are? We have to put our hands together. We have to accept our sacrifices, and we have to look for new markets. And we'll look those markets by turning to Nigeria. Nigeria is a larger market, and I say, let's move our cargo to that direction. We can take out those stations or those controls that are within the borders to open these trade routes to us, to our farmers and to our producers. We want everybody to understand that we are not going to accept anybody shipping stuff to Nigeria or to La Republique. We are asking everybody to comply with this. It's an order that is good for everybody. It's not the community. The entrepreneurs will make more money. The entrepreneurs will be safer. The entrepreneurs will not be giving bribes on the way like they do. Half of what they collect goes for bribing the officers who are not making enough money in their poor country, La Republique du Cameroon. So we have to make those things really certain, and we have to insist on that. Our soldiers have to insist on those things, and next time they will have to pay to have their vehicle destroyed. So let's keep up the pressure. Let's keep La Republique. Our goal is to bankrupt La Republique and even make it more worse than it is, and let them implode within them, and then we can walk away like a gentleman. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, SOS. That is the fact behind economic sabotage. SOS, there's another concern before we go. I don't know if Comrade Elvis is on the line. Fombat, if he's on the line, you indicate so that we give him time. But if it's not, we continue with our program. SOS, there's a concern about us talking in Pidgin English, that we should spice the program with a bit of Pidgin English. But please, I want the Ambazonians to understand that this program is followed, right? The State Department of America, so many international organizations, so many international diplomatic authorities are watching this program. So we come out in grammar so that they can best understand, they can understand what we are saying. But we'll discuss about going into Pidgin so that there are issues that we'll discuss in Pidgin and some that we'll discuss in English. So for now, I think we still have to deliberate on that. But I think we might be talking a little bit in Pidgin. We'll be talking a little bit in Pidgin, and anyhow, we'll discuss this in the backstage. But please, televiewers, ABC, lovers of ABC Amba Television, we really want to broadcast, to stream this program in Pidgin. But please, we have a concern. Those who are viewing us, those who follow up the events of the week, what is happening and what is not happening. We just have to do it in grammar, in English. But my people for Ground Zero, I beg make una understand, say this program, plenty international organization that they watch this program, plenty big diplomatic missions that they watch this program. So we get to explain so many things for them for English, so that they go understand. Say this, so nothing this way they happen and this one not they happen. So we get for talk and for them for explain as we show this video, we talk for them, we explain for them events them way it be if it carry we struggle for before. So we go talk someone them sometime for pidgin, and we go also talk for grammar. But this one, now when we go shidong after this program today, we go discuss and we go see how to manage this program, both for pidgin and for English. We don't understand. I don't get a lot of comments and a lot of proposal on pidgin and English. So as time they go, we go update one. Commander Kenneth,
let me, if you don't mind, if I can intercede a minute, please. I think,
yeah, okay.
I think if you ask my opinion, we should speak the language that's understood by our people. Pidgin English is it's a language that's commonly spoken by so many people, and I think these people translated the Bible to Pidgin. There should not be any reason for them not be able to understand Pidgin. If they can get the language as Farsi, they can get language, the thousands of languages around the world. If they want to find out something, they'll translate something. There are people who translate Lamsa into English. Well, they can translate Pidgin into what they want. So I think for me, that's a no-brainer. We should speak the language that our people speak, because this is an informational meeting for our citizens in Amazonia. And we go talk for Pidgin when we need to talk to Pidgin. And I think the only way we get these things forward is to talk for language where we people they understand. Sometimes I think we talk for grammar, they need to get them correct, because not all we people then go to school. We still get some few people who they don't go to school, and they be involved in trade. Let them be involved in the things and that way they plant cassava, they plant all this, they want to sell them. So sometimes they don't get we get to talk for Pidgin. And the idea is for make a main international people they understand, we will get to talk for their language. Damn it, make them follow. They want to hear what we want, they will hear for the language what we talk. We talk for we people. If they want for understanding, that one not their problem. At the end of the day, they know exactly what to, they knew these things 61 years ago, say this problem will come in. The one Cameroon government, the Americans, we talked this thing before, say putting we Southern Cameroon with East Cameroon, they like for put Bolo Bolo underwater. When you put Bolo Bolo underwater, enough it stay for underwater, it will come up. And it don't come up. We defied this war since for 2017. But we want everybody to understand, say, we don't need to talk for grammar. The man way you want for here, you go here. The man way you no want here, you no go here. That one is business. But I think we get to make this thing understood. Say, this thing, now information for we people, for stay safe. Now information for people, for grab the enemy. And we know if we talk, they don't understand. It means we need to communicate. And I think that it's in this way we try. We try to address people they don't get with interest. We try to talk for people, then for foreigner them. Why? We don't get no interest for talk with them. They know exactly what we go through. You want to tell me, say, these people, they don't understand things where Ukrainian they talk. The Ukrainian, they talk for Ukraine. They talk, they help them. Don't I say Ukraine, they talk for English. The Ukrainian, they talk English. But we understand, say, we get to serve our own interest. And we interest first, now forget with citizens that will understand why we defy this war and why we get to do some of the things that we do. Not for impress foreign people. We don't go to school. We know for talk English.
Okay. Yeah. SOS now. Why that way at the talk? Say we go discuss this one behind the scene, and then we go conclude how we go manage the program in the two languages. We also have the Pidgin news that will be coming up, and in the Pidgin news, we'll be having a section for defense briefing also in Pidgin. I think maybe before the end of this month, we'll be having the PG News, and I think we'll also have a slot that will talk about defense issue on it. But certainly we'll discuss this behind. For now, we continue to ride on in the language we have been using. We'll discuss that later. So we go back to Commander Kenneth. What are the directives from the ANSC concerning economic sabotage? We have barely 10 minutes to round up.
Yeah, with that regard, I think the message we've been sending out there has been very consistent. Please, we don't have food to feed the enemy with. We are telling our ARFs, please, when you see a truck that is headed for the frontier with La Republic, make sure that you do justice to that truck. You know what to do to it. If you find, except for those that maybe are taken in little quantities, maybe for their personal consumption, that will be fine. But if you find those trucks going out there in their numbers, please make sure they don't go across the borders. I will tell you, it's been having an impact, because I talked to somebody who was in the Western Province some days ago, and the person told me that they used to have food that used to come in from them, from the BLM, and right now, what they used to buy for about maybe less than 1,000, they're buying now for about 3,000, which means the ban has gone into effect. So we would like to encourage all other frontiers that they shouldn't allow any food truck to go across. We can allow food to circulate within Ambazonia, or maybe to some other neighboring countries, with the exception of La Republic to Cameroon. We don't want them eating our food and then coming back to kill us. We are so far happy with those that the ARFs that took this seriously, and they've been enforcing the ban. For those that are in the other localities, for those that are in the other counties and LGAs, please make sure that you fix your eyes on those frontiers, those that might be trying to smuggle food across. When they come there, stop it, get it out, do a clean job, leave. And to our citizens, we are telling them, please, this does not, for those that would, the collaborators, because we might find people that we've had this, that may bring in food, for example, say from Cambe, from Bello, they bring that food to Bamenda, and then some trucks smuggle it, maybe from station and maybe through Santa and to La Republic. I want to pass this message to anybody or any transporter. Find out, make sure you get it very clear that the food you are taking is destined maybe for wherever. I mean, if it's for Bamenda, make sure that it is destined for Bamenda. Because if we find out that food got into Bamenda and maybe through some means it leaves Bamenda, you that transported that food from wherever, you are going in for it. Because probably some of these people, from what we've heard, some of them will go there, load those trucks, bring them as if they're coming to Bamenda with them, and then from Bamenda, reload them to take them out. Take note of such people, because if it happens once, we will come back. If we investigate and find out maybe you are an accomplice, there was somebody that complied and helped in moving this food maybe to some other location that maybe they were guarded to leave the territory. You that helped them, we are not going to have it. I mean, you are going to find it. We're going to have it hot, please. And in the days ahead, we'll be looking at the possibility of probably bringing this ban even right on into our own territory. Because let me just say this here. There are those of them that are living among us, the Francophones that are living among us. We've been very generous to them. We've been very good to them. We've treated them well. But with all what is going on, you know, there are those of them that, if you look very keenly, you see that most of the houses that are touched are houses of our own civilians. They're houses of our own locals. The houses of our parents. Those are the houses that have been touched. With this regard, you know, it really calls to questions those that are giving the information to these people. I think there was a time we saw Bamli Kimen that they were about to arrest him and he either jumped on one of our ARFs. These are the people, they live fat within our communities. They turn around and point the hideouts of our fighters. It is time for us to reconsider, you know, selling food, even to those of them that are within our own community. Because what they do is sell us out. Their houses have not been burnt. They are standing strong. Our own people are the ones, our own people are the people that are being killed every now and then. Fighters, relatives of fighters, innocent civilians that have nothing to do even with the struggle. How comes that they don't miss some of those that are among us? Well, it is just, we're in a war situation. We don't hate them being there. The problem is we have to think of our security first. We have to think of what is happening to our people first. And if they are part of the problem, or they are the ones that are pointing out our people, it's just normal that we just make sure that we keep our food for ourselves. So with that, I think the message is pretty clear. No food goes across the territory. And within the territory, we have to rethink to whom we are selling. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We get a quick round up from Commander Fombat. Can we get a quick round up from you? We are running up because in the next 10 minutes, we'll be going to the meeting, the as I can put it, with the president.
Can you?
Yeah, can you just you give us a round up? Yeah.
Yeah, one thing I want to let me follow the SOS and speak to in a language that our people will best understand, because I've seen and watched on Facebook a lot of people are also complaining that we should talk in the language that they understand. So my country people them, when these people them oversee, they won't come for Africa, they never bring bags of money. They become now with a spirit, gunpowder. And know what they will carry and go back. They will carry almost all una mineral resources, gold, diamond. Are the very strategy way La Republic use them for now. You know what they want come them? When they want come, they bring Bikursi. They bring longe music. They bring beer. 33 Expo, before 33 on had recorded I remember them. They bring all these things them. Come make una drink, sleep for all like say drunk, they tap all una sonara. Come reporter say the Cameroon, no, they don't say La Republic. La Republic for people no. La Republic already be sold, because we see one minister like the Ngongo and the so on, one person the embezzled 280 billion. Now we said get that kind of money will pay back. One person embezzled that kind of money. Atanganji joined them, and all the Nijon food, all the join for one basket. They don't sell La Republic. They fight for any man the thief own, any man the thief own. Depot La Republic or not depot even the next La Republic generation the FIFA pay if the international monetary fund it decides La Republic must pay all this debt, they cannot pay. So what they do now say that the whole we get for pay the debt for them. How we get for pay the debt for them? They tap everything we will get them. Everything, because that the economy it don't already be crumbled. It don't already fall. It don't already fall for down. It remain and for smash and kill them. And now we get the how call them. Now only we get the capacity for smash, finish, kill that economy. If we not defeat this for the what arrow no they go them for them. Arrow no they go. Nyama no they go. Plantain no they go. Cocoa no they go, cassava no they go, cocoa no they go, timber no they go, oil no they. That people need to produce nothing for La Republic. They need to produce nothing. They rely on we. Any trade deal where they design, whether with America or any country for the West, they capitalize now on we, because now we get the fertile soil. Now we produce all those things. Even the mineral, when they sign a mineral deal with any country in the West, now for we, because they tap them for we. They tap oil for Indian, tap oil for Limbe, tap our banga, tap our pepper, tap everything they take on for we. Ambazonian, our soil is rich. But the only thing is, are you that serious? We be serious. When they say lockdown, goes down, now so wuna for ground, because of somebody will come. I see colonial deal for Tico. He writes on some small scratch. He put them in on Amanda. If you want worker, he get bodyguards. He working inside armor car, but it is saying una go enter plantation without even wait for protect una. Even the military, they don't talk on our back now. They don't talk shoot una. Where they fear. If they hear anything, hell for backside, they already open fire. They don't care what all the work. What are them? No, the work. They shoot everything because they panic. So you where you go for outside, you just say, oh, military, they for my back. This terror, they for your back. It's either they will come a bush, rape you. They just find opportunity to kill you, because they even they say they don't tire. When I say no, we don't say we don't tire this thing. These military people, I see and say you call them military, they don't tire. But now because the no fit talk say we don't tire, they treat they fear their head. So they better prepare for can be the scapegoat, and so our boy they kill them every day. So Ambazonian, we get the powers for finish flattening the La Republic economy. So may we stand as one man. We get enough chop. We feed ourselves to the one. We not eat chop at all. Down during war, no not time for enjoyment. Someone say, I define Maggie for putting on my pot. We not get salt. How money buy Maggie? What grandpa they will chop now in those days? Maggie be there, salt be there. You don't say some man die because no chop Maggie, or some man die because no chop salt. It's either we wake up, we mean and say we are people who want to end this thing. We can end this thing. If not, we are not ready. The fighters will not be ready for end. And now the civilian wanna get the power for anything, because if they say lockdown, all man should done for house. If they say ghost town, all man should done for house. If they say law, all man wanna boycott anything like Republic, we go end this thing tomorrow. May God bless you now. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much, Commander Foreman. SOS, I want you to conclude on this issue. Now, you see, there's a lot of contemplation. This policy hurts the civilian. This policy does not hurt the civilian. We should not make policy that hurt the civilian. But there is one thing that our people on home front must understand, that during war, there is nothing like policy that hurts the civilian or that does not hurt the civilian. Because, for example, if we go back to 2019 and 2020, where it was hot, there was complete lockdown, for example, at Ekona stretch, from Ekona, Moyoka, right down to Kumba, where there was continuous fighting every day. There was nothing like this policy hurts the civilian or this does not hurt the civilian. When the war is active on the ground, everybody is affected. We are fighting for freedom. There is something we must sacrifice to get what we are fighting for. So I don't know. This is my SOS will be rounding up on educating about policies during war. Policies during war, because I hear some people say, no, this one hurts the civilian, this does not. So I want to thank why we call on our SOS to round up with this. I'll be thanking our technicians for a job well done, Padi, Papa Commando, and our technical team, moral team behind, Meyokari, Commander Elvis, and the others. I want to thank our televiewers who have always been there, faithful, and all your contributions, the one you send to me privately, the one you write on comment section, we take them into consideration, we'll work on them, and we'll learn to improve. SOS, what does it mean when we say policy that affects the civilian and one that does not affect the civilian? Can you educate the people on home front, and then we run up?
I think I'll give just two things. I'm not gonna give a lot of talk, long talk about this. Now, which will we choose? You want convenience or you want death? Now the choice how you get to make. And I think I'll end for now. So I'll end up. You want convenience or death? Now the choice how we get to make them. Good night. And I think Amazonians, we not gonna give too much story for here. I don't give una the choice what we get. Will it be imposed on we? No, not saying that the choice how we like them, but now the choice how we get them. We want convenience or we want die. Now the choice how we get them. Thank una, and we will see una next week. Bye bye.
Thank you very much, and we call on the technical team, please. If there's a means to play all the videos again while we step out of the studio, play all the videos, all the action video, the videos of 11 February, dead of 11 February Amazonian. See you next week, Saturday, for another defense briefing. Thank you all, the panelists. Thank you, SOS. Thank you, Commander Kenneth. Thank you, Commander Fombard. Till next week, we remain faithful to our cause. Thank you.
IG Defense Briefing. Rebranded and reinvigorated. Fire for fire. IG Defense Briefing.